Welcome to the OptionsAnalysis.com features presentation. My name is John Broussard. I'll be going through these files with you. Our objective is to give you some examples of what's inside our website and some of the reasons you might want to subscribe to our website. Presentation is copyrighted. However, you can record the presentation and its contents as long as you show OptionsAnalysis.com as the source, and you can disclose it to anyone you wish as long as you show that it came from OptionsAnalysis.com. We do not guarantee or give advice on anything I show in the buys and sell signals in this presentation, and your results may vary. There is risk in stock options and stock trading. Our company was started right at the beginning of the internet in 1997. We developed technology and code for different options trade analysis websites. Some of our past efforts has made Stocks and Commodities Magazine Reader's Choice Awards. OptionsAnalysis.com is our most recent release directly from our company. Some of its key technologies: it uses jQuery to hide and show parameters and charts throughout the website, and it integrates a new kind of stock pattern detector we've created called Darknet, and integrates that with options trade searching, which is something unusual to find out there. One of the products our company worked on in the past is Platinum, a options analysis software package. It has won the Reader's Choice Awards one time in 2004, and has placed in the Reader's Choice Awards for all the years since then. This is the 2011 Reader's Choice Awards for options analysis software. Another location where we have contributed software to is the Yahoo Options Center finance page. If you go there right now and look under features, you'll see an options analysis tool. We've contributed to that software. And also under most actives, where it shows different rankings of volume and volatility, some of that in the past has been our software and concept we've created. So what are some of the reasons you might consider subscribing to our website? Well, the first is we have backtesting. You can backtest for the last 5 years. You can backtest from the beginning of 2008, go through the 2008 stock market crash with options and see how they behaved. You can educate yourself in options trading by moving back and forth in time, creating trades, saving trades, and seeing how they turned out, basically using virtual options trading. We have lots of ways you can educate yourself. We have a user's guide with 7 chapters. You can download it to your Kindle or a Kindle app on your smartphone. If you subscribe, they're all online for free. We have a Darknet guide showing you how to use that kind of technology we have online, and we have a basic help guide for each of the functions on our website. I'm currently creating online videos that you can watch to help you use the website and further your education. If you have trades you do with a broker, you can save them on our website, follow their performance. You can create alerts on our website, and you can each individual day look and see how they are doing in our risk graphic performance analysis. We have different folders you can create. You can create as many as you want, up to I think 40. You can save trades that you've opened and closed in one folder, and save trades that are still open in another folder, and save trades you're thinking of trading in a third folder. We have 4 risk graphics tools. Some of them are new to our website. We have an overlay tool where you can overlay 2 different kinds of options trades. We have a channel risk graph where you can overlay channels in the stock and in the risk graph. We have option trade adjustment tools, 3 of them. 2 of them search for new trades. One of them uses the options chain to help you make adjustments. Darknet is think of it as a trade suggestion technology. It shows that where you might consider buying and going long on a trade, or where you might consider selling or going short on a trade. We have technology that allows you to search for almost any options trade strategy that there is out there. We currently have over 30, and you can even create your own strategies if you want using one of our searching tools. The data we have is delayed by 15 minutes, and it updates 17 times daily. We update 4 times in the first hour, every 15 minutes, and then 30 minutes, every 30 minutes thereafter. In the last hour, we update 3 times in the last hour. You can subscribe to us using PayPal. Everything is being controlled by PayPal, including PayPal security. We do not know your credit card, nor can we access it. You can stop your subscription at PayPal, which stops it on our website also, and you can restart it. We currently do not have any ads, and currently have no affiliation with a broker. We have 3 versions. A lower cost basic version. All functionality is included in each version. You're restricted in what resources you can consume. In the standard version, you can probably will not run out of resources. You can save up to 1,000 saved trades, and you can have 25 folders. In our Darknet, which is our highest version, we increase most things, including the symbol search to all possible optionable symbol search, and we include the Darknet technology in the website. We have many features. Most of them are listed here, the most important ones. We can chart just about anything that has to do with options trading. We can do options charts, SV and IV charts, Q charts. We have probability cones that we invented in the 90s. We have many different kinds of chart bands, including probability bands we invented in the middle 2000s. We have different kinds of trade sharing technology. You can communicate your trades with other people who are also subscribers. We have both option and probability calculators. You can save all your trades. You can adjust them. You can do all kinds of backtesting. We have a technology called TradeCart, where you can very quickly save thousands of trades and analyze them in just minutes. We have the different risk graphs I talked about. We also allow you to color code your legs in your risk graphs. We have all kinds of stock technology, including earnings, dividends. We introduced correlation analysis. We have the gyration finder. We also have your standard Bollinger Bands, ATR, stochastics, moving averages. Those all work in backtest mode. We have different kinds of option trade finders, all the different butterflies you can think of, broken wing, modified, out of the money, in the money, and iron. All the different kinds of covered calls, collars, married puts, different kinds of condors, some of which we created, like the Matador, and many other multi-strategy technologies. This is what our home page looks like when you log in. If you've saved trades, they will appear in a color-coded table at the bottom. They're stock symbols. You can click on them to see what the latest chart is, and the chart loads right on the page without a refresh. This is an example of our option trade searching page. In this particular case, it's looking for condors. We have many wizards on the right-hand side. You pick the kind of condor you'd like. Typically, the Atamanian condor is the most favorite. If you want to see the parameters used in the condor search, under wizard criteria on the right side, you click show. It immediately brings up the parameters for you to check out. You can make changes and adapt it to your own style. You can search a whole different kinds of stock lists, 20 of your list, and we have about 15 that we create for you. We have many kinds of pre-computed rankings involving implied volatility. We create our own implied volatility numbers, and we do our own rankings. We can find explosive, expensive, cheap, and breakout volatilities. we have the option for you to fix the website in classic view mode, where you get a very large classic risk graph. This is an example of a classic risk graph of a condor. The risk graph appears immediately below the option legs. In this particular case, we're in individual leg display mode using the Greeks, showing the individual Greeks for each leg and what the latest profit loss is for each leg, including the latest implied volatility. We also have our modern risk graph, where the axis on the risk graph is rotated so it lines up with the stock chart, and you get a side-by-side view of the stock chart and the risk graph. You can see in the profit loss region where the stock goes here where the profit and loss will go. On top of that, we've projected a stock channel, and the stock channel gets projected into the future in the risk graph to show that if the stock continues to go inside this stock channel, where will it appear in the risk graph when the option reaches expiration. We have a very good earnings tool. It ranks by the changes that have happened before or after earnings are announced on the day that they're announced, and then it ranks stocks by their earnings changes. In this particular case, Green Mountain Coffee Roaster is a stock that has large changes after earnings are announced, and it appears first in this particular ranking that was computed with the website. When you make a chart on our website, you can chart both stock charts with earnings overlays, and you can chart different kinds of implied volatility with earnings overlays. The top chart shows that the last 3 earnings of Green Mountain Coffee Roaster, there was a substantial change in the stock price after the earnings were announced. In 2 cases it went down, in 1 case it went up, in the other 2 cases it went up. When you look at the IB chart, you can see that just before earnings, the near-term implied volatility typically has a sharp increase, and then there's a sharp drop once the earnings are known and the risk involved in the options have gone out of the option. A key tool we have that I personally use all the time is our slippage tool. The slippage tool averages all of the bid-ask spreads of all the options in a stock, and takes and finds one average value to represent that stock. It's the difference between the bid and ask. It's how much money you have to give to the market maker to buy an option and sell an option. The smaller the number, the better. You can rank all of the 3,500 something optionable stocks we have online with the slippage ranker, and decide to only trade those with the lowest slippage. An example of some low slippage stocks are like Apple, Google, Baidu, Whole Foods Market, and Amazon. We have 2 different ways you can share you can share options analysis with someone else. We have an email trades tool where you can send options analysis trades to another options analysis user. And we have share keys. Share keys will allow you to share anything in options analysis, both your folders, your search settings, your general settings. Anything that we save can be shared with another user and transferred with an option key. Here is an example of a darknet chart. What's interesting here is I have seen advertisements where these people are hawking their trading tool, and magically, right at the bottom of the stock, it suddenly executes a buy signal. And sure enough, right after the buy signal gets executed, the stock takes off, and just as the stock reaches its peak, it shows a sell signal. And I thought, at least I thought, I did not know of any kind of technology myself that could do that. Well, one day I went to talk to a hedge fund guy, and he showed me that what he was using was based on pattern matching technology. And what's interesting about pattern matching technology is there's just an infinite number of kinds of pattern technologies you can use, and so you can go off and easily get into new mathematical areas nobody else has tried Most of them don't work, but every once in a while you find something. Well, I was actually looking for a sideways predictor. But when I programmed up the sideways predictor, I noticed there were only 9 cases that could be programmed up. So I did them all. I went back and looked at the backtest results and was surprised that there was a very good bullish indicator and a very good bearish indicator. I became interested in merging the two so that you would buy when the bullish indicator said buy and you would sell when the bearish indicator said sell. And that ended up turning into Darknet. It's all based on mathematics. It all kind of fell out of mathematical technology. I personally have very little input into it. It also is a fixed technology. You find it for the market and it can be applied. It's applied to all the stocks. The parameters inside of it don't vary, but the Darknet technology itself varies quite a bit from stock to stock. It seems to have its own adaptation capability inside of itself. Here's an example. This happens to be a stock it does very well at, called Kimco Realty. It's done very well in Kimco Realty for the last 3.5 years. It's never had a losing trade. You can see where the B's are. The little blue circles on the candlesticks show exactly where that B happened. It's very good at discovering where the bottoms are and buying the stock. It is somewhat good at figuring out when to sell. In fact, we've been discovered that selling is the hard part. You can see right here on this one sell that occurred on the right hand side just before this earnings symbol that the stock went sideways and triggered our sell technology, but the stock went up some more after that. It was fortuitous to sell at least that early because the stock plummeted after the earnings, which was apparently not so good back in 2011. But when the stock finished its crash, Darknet came back with another buy and another sell shortly thereafter. It's one thing that Darknet is absolutely totally fearless, something you're not. Darknet is very good at conquering your fears, but it is hard to trade because you will be trading when everybody else is selling, and you will be selling when everybody else is buying. Darknet, there are 3 searchers inside of options analysis for Darknet. A stock searcher, a call searcher, and a put credit spread searcher. I'm just going to show you here the output of the call option searcher. Darknet does very well, and on another presentation I'm going to show some performance numbers. And the issue became, here we have something that's done very well in a bullishly for the last 3 years. Given that it's trading well, given that you want to trade an option, what is the best way to trade a call option with this kind of technology? It's almost asking the question, how should you trade call options? Something I personally have never really seen. Well, we went in there and we optimized the call option trader to give its best performance, and the answer that we arrived at least for trading Darknet, is your call strike should be at least 5% in the money. There should be at least 30 days before the option expires, but not much more than that. You need slippage less than 2% so that you're not giving up a lot of your money to the market maker. Your implied volatility needs to be on the low end, below 40%, and the lower the better, but not too low. When the searcher finds trades, it first discovers if there's a buy signal in the stock, and if there is, it applies the above limitations to choosing a call option to that stock, and it finds the call option which best matches the criteria numbers. So for example, with looking at United Technologies, let's look at JP Morgan, the last one. It currently was the latest close of 35. So Darknet went to a 33 strike. Less than 30 days away brings us to a September option. The Slippage in JP Morgan is 0.1%, which means we have excellent bid-ask, probably just penny differences in this 2.89 recommended call option price. And the implied volatility at 27%, basically 27% represents they take the latest implied volatility, where is it in the range from the highest to the lowest volatility of JP Morgan over the last year, and it's currently at 27%, so it's very good to trade, not likely to go much lower than that into the future. On the other hand, looking at the rate of return, JP Morgan has not been doing well with Darknet, and the reason is that JP Morgan has not been a bullish stock. If you to do well, to make a trade with Darknet, you have to think that you're going to trade in a stock that will go bullish. Now, Darknet can give you a good entry point, but you have to decide that you are bullish in this stock and there's a good reason for it to go up. A lot of times, bullishness is going to happen after a considerable bearishness, especially if this is a quality stock that has recently had some bad news. These are the times to get in. Darknet is fearless and will show you these kind of opportunities over and over again. JP Morgan, this particular trade, by the way, has been doing well recently. On the home page is the color code that I mentioned before. It not only color codes the performance of the percent bullishness that's occurring in the stocks in your folder, it also shows what's happening for those stocks inside of Darknet. And if on this particular day Darknet makes a change, the number next to the stock symbol gets larger. So for example, in this chart under Save Trade Buys, there's a large 5 next to X and there's a large 5 next to CERN. That means on this day, Darknet decided to issue a buy signal on those two stocks. If Darknet issues a rebuy signal, you'll see that in the rebuy line, and if it issues a sell signal, you'll see that in the sell line. Sell dots are something I'm going to discuss in the Darknet presentation. But basically, it's a sell dot occurs when Darknet has pulled the hammer back but has not released the trigger. Here is at the bottom of the home page is your latest buys and sells and rebuys and A trades that are happening right now. Not necessarily in stocks that you own, but in stocks that are in the list, all Darknet stocks. Now, Darknet doesn't look for option trades in all optionable stocks. It looks in all option trades for optionable stocks that have decent slippage. This, for example, is a sell signal has occurred in the trade and the stock symbol UGI underneath sells on the lower right there, and you can see the S that's occurring in the chart, and you can see where the buy occurred, and the sell stock symbol box is green because if we sell today, this will end up being a profitable bullish trade. Well, that ends the presentation of an overview of options analysis and some of the reasons why you may consider subscribing to us, and some of the things that are available online if you do subscribe. Thanks for listening.